All right, let's just call it what it is here. The multiple automatic qualifiers for this projected 14 team playoff is just absolutely bullshit. There's a lot to unpack here in this 3-3-2-2-1 model where the Big Ten and the SEC are advocating for getting three teams in each as an automatic qualifier, and then the ACC Big 12 two each, then the G5 one would then the rest of the field being at large bids. So a lot of it is bullshit, but there's a couple of different perspectives that need to take a look at here. Two in particular. One is from the fans' perspective, like myself and you guys here, is like this is kind of bullshit. Just we're gonna gift the SEC and the Big Ten three teams each, and the same thing for the ACC and the Big 12, where they typically don't have, especially both conferences in any given year have, four collective teams in the top 14. And then now we're just gifting them that. So there's a lot here that, as a fan, seems like a lot of bullshit. But let's look at it from the conference commissioners' perspective, and these commissioners who are fighting for specifically the ACC in Jim Phillips and the Big 12 with Brett Yormark. They're looking at this as being like, wow, this is a life raft for them. They're going to be guaranteed two spots in the playoff every single year, no matter what. Like, that's great for them. Last year the ACC was left out with an undefeated team, so this is a godsend for them, especially in an era like right now where we're not sure what's going to be happening with the ACC. Conference realignment isn't done yet. So there's a lot to still happen here, and right now, like to them, for Jim Phillips and Brett Yormark to decline this will be really hard for them to do. Now, as much as it sucks from a fan, I understand it from trying to save your conference here and getting your conference as far as they possibly can to get some equity into the college football playoff, which is now making itself the pinnacle of the sport. So this is, hard to say no for those teams. But for the SEC and the Big Ten, they're going to get three teams in anyway. So this is really just them trying to, force their power. They pushed for four each, which was insane. They're going to get these three teams in regardless. So just them trying to push this is just them trying to flex their muscles and really pose the threat of like, hey, if we don't get what we want, we're going to branch off and detach from the NCAA and we're going to create our own playoff. That would also suck. I just think so much of this is just really shitty at where we are in the college football landscape. We have these power players as conference commissioners and really no one's overseeing it all. And honestly, the worst part about all of this is the fabric of college football has always been the strive for excellence. And to achieve that strive for excellence, you get rewarded. That being like either, playoff bids in the 4-team era or the BCS era where the top two teams play. Like there was so much riding on the line every single game of the year in a 12 game season had maximum weight and pressure on that. Now that has been totally stripped and removed, and like that to me was why I love college football, is this strive for excellence and the determination to be undefeated, to that achievement, or a one-loss team. Like, what does that get you? Now that's stripped away, especially if we're getting automatic qualifiers for the SEC and the Big Ten and the ACC and Big 12, them too. Like, you can have 2-3 losses and you're gifted a chance in the playoff. And who knows, maybe in the ACC, there's been ACC teams where, there's a 4-loss team that's the second best team. So, like, are they deserving to go to the playoffs? No. So that's really being stripped from this, which is really unfortunate. And, honestly, I really never thought I'd be saying this, but, now that we have seen what the 12-team format has been, which I have not wanted, I wanted it to stay at 4. But now seeing that what this 14-team model is, like, man, I'm hoping we go back to the 12-team at this point. I never thought I'd say that. I'd be wanting the 12-team format to happen, but it's just, where we are right now. I think, like, with the 12-team, at least you get the 4 buys for the 4 conference champions, and then you get the rest of being at-large bids. So at least the most worthy teams will get in. This now, we're guaranteeing teams of certain conferences who We know that the ACC and the Big 12 are not comparable to the SEC and the Big 10. Now, obviously, they'll get one less bid, but like even still, they're not comparable conferences. They should not be getting automatic qualifiers. I don't think anyone should, to be honest, especially not three of for those conferences. Like, but when that's going to be done anyway. So it's a sad sad place where we are in college football that this is where we're at with the playoff format.